We tell stories at Milwaukee PBS. Here's one you may have missed.
I'm Sandy Maxx, host of the Arts Page, where we bring you art stories from around Wisconsin and around the world. The Pfister Hotel's Artist in Residence program has provided a unique opportunity for a wide variety of artists for over a decade. In 2018, Wisconsin fashion designer Stephanie Schultz completed her year-long residency, devoting her time and energy to creating unique garments that incorporated historical elements from the landmark Milwaukee Hotel.
Fashion is the armor that every single person wears. It's a way to externalize who you are inside. My name is Stephanie Schultz, and I am a fashion designer. To me, fashion design is more than just making clothes. It's about also telling a narrative and telling a story with what I'm making. At least I feel like that's my responsibility as a fashion designer, especially being a couturier and working in more of high fashion. They're a bit tight, but they look so good. The difference between ready-to-wear and couture or high fashion, it's more about like, when do you want to use it? When do you want to wear it? And everybody's personal style is different. So for me, what I wear as my casual may be somebody's like way out there, super fancy outfit. I think I have a distinctly unique look about my work, especially if you're looking at my work compared to other Milwaukee designers. I'm the only one who does like historically influenced high fashion. And I've never really felt like I personally fit into any kind of subculture completely. Like I don't completely fit into goth subculture. I don't completely fit into Japanese street fashion culture. I don't completely fit into steampunk. I'm an amalgamation of all of these things, and so is my work. Part of what my responsibility is as a designer is showcasing that beauty comes in a lot of different forms. I've always been a person who's a little bit outside the box. That's why couture is great, because it allows me to be rebellious, but with my fashion. Couture doesn't have to follow any kind of rules, which is really exciting. The hardest part of being a designer is when you are designing something first and then figuring out, okay, what's the geometry of the shape that's happening here? How do I make that into a 3D piece? So when I'm designing, I like to create pieces that do have lacing in the back or a little bit of stretch or cut on the bias so that they conform to the body a little bit better, because I like to make sure that the piece that somebody is getting from me is going to last them for a really long time. When I'm making things that are really feminine, I use a lot of ruffles and I use a lot of flouncy kinds of fabrics, and I use a lot of really nice high-end textiles and things that are very delicate. I definitely wanted to build a high fashion collection inspired by the Victorian art collection here at the hotel. The Pfister has the largest collection of Victorian art anywhere in the country. It gives me a place to start, but it's not that I'm making exact replicas of what's in the paintings. It's me interpreting what's there into something that's high fashion and into something that's modern with that historic element to it. There were some interesting elements in all of these paintings that I really wanted to draw inspiration from and translate into fabric and have a living painting. And do my interpretation of them where you get the general idea of, well, you look at them and you say, oh yeah, it's that painting, definitely. People are so far removed from the making process of things. people will be able to see the actual process of how a thing is made. And I'm hoping that it'll give them a greater appreciation for clothing, whether or not it's ready to wear. Fashion is more than clothing. Fashion is art.
Watch the Arts page on Milwaukee PBS and watch online at milwaukeepbs.org.